Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. My name is Mike. I'm the moderator in the series of videos that is all about Persian rugs and handmade carpets from around the world. I hope you and your family are doing well. And this is a channel that is devoted, basically it's all about Persian rugs. So if you are into handmade carpets, whether it is that you're looking for information or if you're passionate about them like many of our subscribers are, feel free to hit that subscribe button and join us, because like I said, what I do is I try to upload about 1 or 2 videos a week about all types of not just Persian rugs and carpets. Like in this case, we're going to talk about Turkish carpets, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit about even how one single knot can make a huge difference when it comes to the value and everything. But this is a typical video that I do, and it is also in response to many of the questions and comments that I receive from the viewers or from my clients at mprugs.com. And oftentimes, whenever I'm able to, I try to create these videos to answer some of the questions that you may have, and also to show you new ideas when there's news about Persian rugs. I share them with you as well. So in this video today, this is actually going to be part 1. There's going to be a part 2 to this video as well. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to show you, and this is especially for those of you that are either looking at buying or looking at if you already own a Turkish silk rug. These are some of the most popular and collected types of silk carpets in the world. The Turkish, which are generally referred to as the Hereke rugs, which I have also made a lot of videos about, where I talk about the genuine ones versus what we now call the fake ones, the Chinese reproductions that are commonly sold even in places like Turkey. I have made many videos where I show you how to tell the difference between the real and the non-Turkish ones. The links to those videos, I'm going to put them in the description. So if you are a owner, or if you're looking at a potential buy of a Turkish silk rug, you may appreciate this video. This is going to be part 1, where I'm going to be talking about how the quality of the Turkish silk rugs, how that translates into value. I have 3 pieces here. One is what is known as an 8/8 quality, one is a 9/9 quality, and then to the left of me is a 10/10 quality. What that means is the one on the right has 8/8 quality, 8 knots per centimeter, which translates into roughly 640,000 knots per square meter. The one behind me, the small piece right here, has a 9/9 quality. This one would come out to be about 810,000 knots per square meter. And then finally, the one on the left, this is known as a 10/10 quality, 10 knots per centimeter. This translates into 1 million knots per square meter. But where the difference comes in is a price. And I'm going to explain to you this, but before I go on, I just want to briefly let you know in the next part, part 2, that I'm going to be taking after I'm done with this one. Because one of the recommendations I've had from my viewers is that, Mike, if you can, you know what, break up the videos. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So just prove that, yes, Well, even though born and raised in Germany, moved to the States, I'm still capable sometimes of listening. So to prove to you that I am listening to some of you, I just want you guys to know. In the next video, I'm going to be comparing 3 identical Hereke Aussie Pack pieces, and I'm going to show you that even though they're identical in terms of manufacture and quality, how the price per square meter can fluctuate a great deal depending on the type of design and everything. But I'm going to talk about that in part 2. But it is kind of related to this right here. You have 3 Hereke pieces. And as I always do, when I'm done with the overview, I'm going to get behind the camera and show you the details a little bit so you can see the close-ups, because these are extremely beautiful. I mean, these are typically made to be hung on walls or to be used as decor rugs. And for those of you that have been following my channel, and also, or if you visit my website, you know that we only carry the authentic Turkish Hereke pieces. We do not, I will not offer you rugs. We do have a few Chinese pieces, but they are clearly marked as Chinese Hereke. I am personally absolutely passionate about it. It is a travesty of what has happened to the Turkish rug weaving culture, and that has been basically been allowed to, the Turkish government has dropped the ball on that and has basically allowed the Turkish rug weavers to almost become extinct. There is a few of them that are still being made. But again, I have talked about that in my other videos. The links to them are below. I also have a playlist of videos that is all about Turkish rugs. But what I did was for you is I picked out 3 pieces, and I deliberately picked these out because I wanted to show you the difference in values and qualities. Here, for example, to my right, this is a very classic Turkish pictorial piece that is actually a Kayseri. This is Kayseri Istanbul. Very similar to the Herekes, and the reason why I did not grab a Hereke piece is because we actually do not carry them when they are below. We do not trade in Turkish Herekes that are basically as a very low quality, and about 80% of the Turkish silk rugs that you will see, whether people have bought those in the past or whether they're still for sale now, they tend to fall into these 2 categories, 8.8 quality or 9.9. The 10.10 quality and higher, these are extremely fine pieces. And so they are the tip of the iceberg. So the vast majority of Turkish silk rugs fall into the 8.8 or the 9.9 category. And just to give you an idea for what I'm talking about, I grabbed these 3 pieces because I did not want to confuse you with overly unique designs that would inflate the prices as a result. These 3 pieces right here, very classic, but here is what you're looking at. And this is basically a this is only an estimate, but it gives you a reference of something just to keep in the back of your mind. And I'm going to be using my own pricing as a comparison. You have an 8.8 quality. If this piece was a square meter, which none of these are actually all substantially less than 1 square meter. But if this piece that is to my right, 8/8 quality, was 1 square meter, you are looking at, I would be probably pricing it somewhere, let's say around $3,000. Now this is pricing 2022, and these are for older pieces. 1 square meter, right about $3,000. 9/9 quality, like you see in the small piece right here. If this was a larger piece, if it was 1 square meter, you'll be looking at comfortably right about $5,000. To my right, if you're, I'm sorry, actually to my left, if you're looking at a 10/10 quality, 1 square meter, you're looking at $7,500 or more. So I just wanted to show you 8/8 quality, 8 knots per 1 centimeter versus 10 knots per 1 centimeter. The price more than doubles. And this is what it causes a lot of people to ask me. They say, Mike, we bought this rug 30, 40 years ago, or this is an older piece. Well, 30, 40 years ago, these rugs were substantially more expensive than they are today. It's one of the reasons why the Turkish rug weaving culture basically went out of business. The cost of weaving the rugs, of making them, designing the whole thing, with the standard of living having increased, so the cost of the standard of living has gone up so much in Turkey that the prices of the rugs, the new pieces, have become basically impossible. So you will have these carpets back in the old days, they were still selling for a large amount of money. I mean, and now we're actually able to, they have kind of bottomed out, now they're picking up again. But the main thing I wanted to show you was, with the purpose of the video, was in response to many of the questions that I'm getting from you is, well, what exactly does quality translate into when it comes about value of rugs? So we have 8/8, 9/9, 10/10. I've given you also the price ideas for what you're looking at. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind the camera as I always do. And then when I'm all said and done, I'm going to come back to you and say my quick goodbyes. So for those of you, again, if you're into Persian rugs, if you like to see new ideas, if you like to get information, please join our fan club of fanatical Persian rug collectors and fans. Hit that subscribe button. And so I'm going to do what I always do now. I'm going to get behind the camera and show you some of the details of these 3 pieces. So I'll see you again in a second. So here I am again behind the camera as always. And to get things started, I'm just going to briefly show you. This is a very classic Turkish silk rug. This is Kayseri manufacturer. And as is standard with the Kayseri pieces, you typically have the signatures, Kayseri and then Istanbul. This is a classic rendition of it. This is a little bit unique in the sense that it is a horizontal rug. And you will notice, and this is also, again, very classic. It looks like you got 4 windows, and you have an animal, different type of animal, underneath with a different type of flower. This is classic for the Turkish pieces, and you're going to see me using that, you're going to hear me use that word time and time again. Now, when we talked about 8/8 quality, what I mean by that is if you were to take a ruler, put it on the back of your rug, take a picture, zoom it up, and you will notice that there are about 8 knots per centimeter. That is how we determine the quality of the Turkish rugs. Well, if you got 8 knots per centimeter, 1 meter, well, it's 100 centimeters, so you got 800 knots. And you take 800 times 800, and you come up with 640,000. Like I said, so there you have it. This is how it's done. And as you can see, this is very classic. I believe I may have actually featured this very Kayseri piece in one of my other videos. But again, all 3 pieces are found in my website at mprugs.com. And so here you had the Kayseri on the left, 8/8 quality. Then you have the Hereke. Hereke normally are finer than the Kayseris. But when it comes to the value and everything, a lot of it has to do with quality. Again, whereas you have the Kayseri signature here you have the Hereke signature. Now, I have talked about the importance of the signatures in many of my other videos, and sometimes how they're being copied by the Chinese weavers, and they also put in the Hereke, making them look like they are Turkish pieces when they're not. But that's in the different videos. Again, link is below. But again, same thing. If you were to put a ruler down, I'm just going to grab it. And remember, this is a one-man show, so I'm doing all this by myself. But again, if you were to count the knots over 1 centimeter, you will see that this is a 9/9 quality. Again, very traditional, and you see the design. This is what you, with the columns, very classic. And I think I've said it about 10 times by now. I'm going to be saying it again a few more times. This is a little bit unusual in the coloring, the shade, the way this piece looks. But again, this is also a Hereke. Now this one has a 10/10 quality. And so you see how the higher the number, the finer the rug. And yes, you can get, we have many that are 12/12, 14/14, 15/15. The finest that I have had that I recently sold was a 20/20. Just an absolute phenomenal piece. I mean, just to give you an idea. Whereas we're talking a 10/10 quality has 1 million knots per square inch. A 20/20, that's 2,000 times 2,000. We are talking about a rug, not a million, but 4 million knots per square inch, just to give you an idea. And but again, this was all about to show you how when you have the pricing of the rugs and how they are changing. You can go from literally 3,000, and this is all square meter price. And like I said, it always changes depending on supply and demand. But you basically, just to give you a rough estimate, you went from $3,000 a square meter to $5,000 to $7,500. And then obviously when the finer pieces, well, the sky's the limit. But that gives you a basic idea. So if you are someone who's looking at, if you have a Turkish rug and you're wondering, well, what's it worth and all that? Well, number one, take a look at the quality. And like I said, that's easily done. You just take the ruler, put it in the back, and snap a picture of it. That tells you what it is. Now, assuming that it is an authentic Turkish piece, you will be able to, like I said, use this information in this video, and hopefully it will be of help to you. So I'm going to do what I always do now. I'm going to come back to you with my final words. So there you had your close-ups of the 3 pieces. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said, if you like to feel free to hit the subscribe button. That helps us out and allows us to bring you more videos as I have the time. I also want to thank you guys for the many comments, the questions that you have asked. I try to do my best to answer them. This YouTube channel is a hobby of mine. It is not something that I basically spend all day to do it. And as it is growing, it is becoming, well, it's becoming much more time consuming, but in a great way. Thanks to your questions and comments, I'm also learning more about Persian rugs, and I'm coming up with ideas that I never thought of. So if you want to see the details of the carpets, please feel free to check them out. You can visit our website at mprugs.com. If you click on the Turkish rug selection, you'll see the pictures and all that of these pieces. Also, if you have any questions, put them in the comments section. Again, I wish you and your family the very, very best, and I look forward to coming to you back with not only the second part to this video where I compare the Turkish, the Hereke Aussie Pack pieces, but I'm going to be coming back to you hopefully with many more videos to come that is all about Persian rugs. So again, best wishes to you and your family. Take care, and we'll catch you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.